I would like to talk about the new mysteries. You see, the old mysteries are no longer mysterious. They were built on and for a world aware of the senses, based on the senses. They're, of course, above the world beyond the senses and all of that mysterious crap that goes on, sort of in wherever place you think it goes on. But all of that imagining, all of that mystery was based on the mundane senses that we wake up with and use every day. And because we can see further, because we know more, we need new mysteries. We have new ways of seeing. We need new models to mean with. We need new forms for new mysteries. For example, the system of chakras. Everyone here is familiar with the system of chakras, the energy centers, the wheels, the nodes of energy that ride up and down your spine and concentrate the vital forces that imbue and motivate and empower us. And experts. Oh, I love experts. Experts can see this shit and manipulate it. They can stand here and tweak your chakras. They can move you in certain ways and align your chakras. Your everyday inexpert activities within the world disalign your chakras and place you into states of karmic dismay. And then you need to consult experts and then line you up now. I guess the experts are really special people. I am not a really special person. I can't see any chakras here. I don't think any of you can see any chakras here. I don't think you can take them and pull them out and point at them or wave your hands and tweak them or bend yourself into a position and move them around. Now, for instance, I love for instances. Anahata, the 12-petaled red rose jeweled lotus that sits sort of right here and is the chakra of the heart. Anahata sits in your solar plexus, and these experts, they can tweak it, they can manipulate it. I can see it. I don't know where it is, but I do know that right here in the solar plexus, right just in there behind there, is the thymus. Now, the thymus is part of your endocrine system. The endocrine system is the extracellular communication system of the body. It deals in hormones. I've had direct experience of hormones. I think everybody here is post-pubescent. You've all had direct experience of hormones. Now, if pressed, and I don't mean to threaten, I could tear open your chest and rip out your thymus and hold it in front of your head, and I could say, look, it's your thymus, and you'd go, ah. But my point would be made, and that would satisfy me deeply, because I'm basically not a very nice man. You see, we have the sun. The sun is a radiant body. It radiates. It sends radiation. That's why we use all these words. See, you get it, you start to see a pattern. The sun sends a radiation, and the radiation smacks into the earth, which is made of all kinds of dense stuff and is magnetic, and it has a bow shock and a magnetosphere and all of this stuff, but the solar radiation hits the atmosphere. The upper, just sort of extremities of that little dense envelope, that frail little thing that surrounds the earth and allows us to exist at all. It hits that, and it charges the upper levels. We have what's called the ionosphere. It's the ionized upper levels of the atmosphere. It's filled with ions, which are electrically charged particles. It doesn't come all the way down to the bottom because, well, that would be bad for us and we wouldn't exist. So it doesn't, so we do. And it's all very convenient. And if you don't ask too many questions, you'll just be fine. You'll wake up, you'll exist, you'll die, and it'll be good. Don't ask too many questions. Lightning is not calm and peaceful. Lightning is this huge electrical disturbance in the atmosphere, and what it does is it rings the whole frickin' world like a bell on the electromagnetic levels that normally, with our unaided senses, in the way of the old mysteries, we can't sense and don't know anything about. But in fact, what happens is that lightning strikes, rings the whole thing like a bell, and it's locked in this reflective waveguide area. The wave bounces off the earth and bounces off the ionosphere and bounces back and forth and feeds back. We heard a bunch of feedback. You're all familiar with that phenomenon. It's sort of like what happens in puberty with hormones. All of this stuff happens and what sets up a standing wave with a wavelength of the circumference of the Earth, about 25,000 kilometers. That's a rough estimate. I'm rounding off. It's not quite that convenient, but it's awfully convenient because we exist at all. We have the wave of the world we made versus the ways of the world that made us. And in the new mysteries, with the repurposed language built upon the stepping stones of the old mysteries, which must never be so sacred that we disdain to tread on them, we find that the wave of the new is driven by dissonance, and an Om is a unit of resistance. system, that's a mystery that I can get my head around, that I can get my teeth around. The endocrine system is part of the body. The body is embedded in the world is vibrating, the world is shaking, the world is an electromagnetic phenomenon. You see, we have the sun. The sun is a radiant body. It radiates. It sends radiation. I use all these words. See, you get it, you start to see a pattern. The sun sends the radiation. We heard a bunch of feedback, you're all familiar with that phenomenon. It's sort of like what happens in puberty with hormones. All of this stuff happens in what sets up a standing wave with a wave entity that we could perceive when they were around us. We would be paralyzed to inactivity by terror and terrible overcrowding. We must act because we know more. Because knowing mind and then beat stuff and then tune in, no. I have limited sort of access, but we're bigger than that now. And so from time immemorial, we're close to, but not quite in. You get distortion, you get dissonance, you get a detuning. And into it as components of the circuit, we must transform and impede the flow. We need new circuits for new mysteries. Our old language must be repurposed. We have the wave of the world is driven by dissonance, and an ohm is a unit of resistance.